years ago, in 509 BC, the citizens of Rome created a new government called the Roman Republic because they didn't like being ruled by a king. About 50 years later, the leaders of the Republic wrote down many of the old laws to make sure everyone understood them. History refers to this group of laws as the 12 Tables, because the written laws were organized into 12 sections. The patricians made laws for the plebeians, or the common folk, to have some order. They posted the tablets around public city walls. How the 12 Tables are like America today, we have the Bill of Rights, which gave us our rights as it did the Romans the 12 Tables. In the early Republic, the most powerful governing body was the Senate. Its 300 members were all patricians, members of the landholding upper class. These people made the laws. How patricians are like America today is that we still have the Senate, but we also have representatives and Congress. Congress makes our laws. The plebeians are the farmers, merchants, artisans, and traders who make up the majority of the population. How plebeians are like America today is that we are the plebeians. We are the regular people who make up a lot of the population. Greece had a democratical government which originated in Athens, starting somewhere around 500 BC after a string of different governments like monarchy, aristocracy, and oligarchy. The people of Greece made a system for court where if you were convicted without proof, you were put on trial before a group of 501 people to decide if you were guilty or not. The author of this presentation does not acquire the proper amount of knowledge about the justice system of America to make the comparison. During the Roman Republic, in times of military emergence, the Senate might choose a dictator to rule for a 6-month period. Comparing this to America, we don't elect someone every time we have a military problem. We elect presidents who serve 4-year terms. As for the place I would rather live in, let's break down each culture. In Rome, the daily lives people led would be to go to school, learn how to read and write, get plenty of exercise, depending on which part of Greece you were in. Let's say Sparta. The main priority for them is physical education, because they are pretty much trained to be warriors. They also studied a lot of politics for the boys. The women stayed home to cook, clean, and or make clothes, but also could go to school. They were also big on religion and festivals dedicated to their gods. Their gods were pretty much the same as the Greeks. Now, as for the Greek life, the people there had a lot of free time on their hands, which they used to spend on theater, philosophy, and poetry. Greece was a very wealthy country, as was Rome, but Greece had more money. Women had a lot more freedom in Greece, as in they could run for political offices and own businesses. The school they had were based heavily off of philosophy and art. The physical education there was very good, but not as strenuous as it was for Spartans. Personally, I would like to live in the Greek society, because they had more free time to be creative, like on theater. I do love a good workout, but I'm also pretty lazy, which is great for a Greek city, for there were lots of thinkers. Plus, all that money they had, they could probably afford a lot better props for plays, better teachers, and a higher budget for the school system.